Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Gershon here. We are going to continue working with suffixes this week. So our words are going to have a base word and then a suffix, again, just to talk about those one more time. A suffix is an ending added on to a word that changes the meaning of the word a little bit. This week we're going to be working with the suffixes ER, EST, IER, and IEST. All of those endings will be added on to our words this week. I did want to mention as I'm looking through this list, I'm seeing some numbers placed next to words. I'm not really sure where those numbers came from. That doesn't mean anything to us, so you can just ignore those at this time. Now, the suffixes at the top actually mean things specific. We're going to be comparing words this week, meaning that our words are comparing two or more things. Now, when you're adding the suffix er onto a word, you're comparing two things together. But when you add the suffix est, you are comparing more than two things, like three things or more. I'm going to put more than two things here. Now, you also see the suffix IER and IEST. We add I to a suffix like ER or EST when our base word typically ends in a Y. We have to take the Y off and add an I to those suffixes. So any of our base words that typically have a Y, you're going to take that off and you're going to put the IER or IEST. It's very important for us to kind of pay attention to our base words this week because that's where we are going to decide if we're spelling with an ER or an IER or an EST or an IEST. So let's go through our list. We have the word kinder, kind being our base word, earliest, early being our base word. Now, early is spelled EARLY, so that's why you're seeing the Y go away and you're adding IEST. Then we have cleaner, clean being our base word, emptier, empty being our base word. Now, empty is spelled EMTY, dropping the Y and adding IER. Harsher, crummier. Now, crummy is spelled CRUMMY. Sorry, I didn't underline harsh in as the base word in that other word. I'm going down to fanciest. Again, fancy is FANCY, so you're dropping the Y, adding EST. And murkier. Murkier meaning that you can't really see that well, like the water was murky. That actually is spelled with a Y, so you're dropping the Y, adding IER. Up at the top again, we have kindest, kind being our base word, stranger, strange being our base word, quieter, cleanest, trickiest. Now, tricky is spelled TRICKY, so you're dropping the Y and adding EST. Harshest, shinier. Shiny is spelled SHINY, so dropping the Y. And then crummiest, we already spelled crummy, that ending in a Y as well. Up at the top, we have the word early. We have the word earlier. We already spelled early in the beginning. That has a Y, so you're dropping the Y, adding IER. Emptiest, again, we've already seen that word, dropping the Y, adding IEST. Trickier, again, another word that has a Y in the base word, dropping the Y, adding IER. Strangest, fancier, again, fancy has a Y, so you're dropping that and adding IER. Quietest, shiniest, and then we have murkiest. Shiny and murky obviously ending in Y's. So you're adding IEST, IEST. I am not seeing any oddballs this week. You're just going to have to pay very good attention to your base words. Do your base words end in a Y? And if they do, you have to add an I, take the Y out, add an I, and then either ER or EST. And again, ER is comparing two things. EST is comparing more than two things. So for instance, with the word kinder, you can say, for instance, John is kinder to the cat than Stephen. So you're just comparing John and Stephen to how they are with the cat. If I were to say John, Stephen, and Luke out of John, Stephen, and Luke, John is the kindest. I'm comparing John to Stephen and Luke, but he is more kind than any of those other people, and there were 3 people, so he would be the kindest. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. I will be more than happy to come and help you with any of the meanings of the words. You can grab your scissors and start cutting and sorting. Happy sorting.